With 135,000 subscribers, this YouTuber might be one of the biggest Elsagate-esque channels, but who are they and why do I disagree with their content? Shappysway is a content creator who describes themselves as a place where adult humour meets unhinged animations. They make fast, weird and slightly corny comedy shorts for grown-ups with questionable taste. The problem though, they use an art style that is similar to a lot of family-friendly content, and as you can imagine, children are stumbling upon it. I just wanted to first touch on Elsagate, because you need to be fully aware of this term to understand the rabbit hole. Elsagate is an internet controversy that dates all the way back to the 2010s. Videos took over YouTube and YouTube Kids where disturbing content featuring adult themes would disguise itself as completely suitable for children, featuring popular characters like Elsa, Spider-Man and Peppa Pig. For years, companies have not been able to rid their platform of similar videos, and the problem still exists to this day. And it is no different with the YouTuber we're going to be talking about today. Shappysway has 135,000 subscribers, and a lot of you guys have been wanting me to talk about him. They expand outside of YouTube with their Instagram Reels and TikToks often gaining traction, which has pushed them to 191,000 followers on Instagram as well. On TikTok, they have 141,000 followers, so across all of their video platforms, that is almost 500,000 people. So they are big. People know about them. In fact, some of my own mutuals even follow their page on Instagram, not realizing how disturbing the content really is. And that's okay, because they're adults. But the thing is, their audience doesn't fully consist of people over the age of 18, because evidence suggests, whether that be through comments or otherwise, that minors also view their content. And it's easy to understand why. One look at their page and you'll see cool looking characters in a seemingly family-friendly animation style. It is very akin to the popular children's show Bluey, so it has a lot of appeal. And these videos usually start quite normally. Nothing bad happens, but the more you watch, the darker the content gets. In one video posted to TikTok, it tells you to double click on the video, and when you do, the animated character unleashes poo, pee, a white liquid, and a live fetus. I already know that some people are running to the comments to tell me that I'm stupid and that this is clearly meant for adults, and although it does seem like it, keep watching this video and you'll find out why that's not exactly true. Now that we've taken a look at one of their TikTok videos, I want to go over to their YouTube channel where compilation videos are uploaded. They take all of the shorts that they've made and put them into one big video. Some of this content has thousands of views, with the most seen video on the channel having over 234,000 views.
Up, up, up! Be careful, man. Those cookies want to make you dudes. Alright, so here's how you're gonna defend dropping the soap. Once you bend down, when they come in, you're gonna reach for one of the leg back here. Grab, pull, sit back, close the curtain, okay? And then from here, you know you're gonna get your revenge, man. Because sometimes you gotta be gay too.
In this video, one of the animated dogs eats a cookie that will make him want to F dudes. The camera cuts away after he eats the entire thing, and we can see the door bouncing. There is the indication that the two characters are having relations. I'm so sorry about the censoring for YouTube's sakes. In the second clip, again, we get the indication that one character is effing the other. It's disturbing, but it gets even worse.
Hey friend, put your finger on the mark.
Just this way.
In this clip, they are carving pumpkins, and the indication is that the third character is putting his bang into the pumpkin. They make sure to never actually show anything, but the indication is there. It always is, but I guess you could still make the argument that this is simply for adults. But the hashtags used on the video compilation show a different story. The video is simply titled 8-minute compilation, but the hashtags are innocent. Hashtag animation, cartoon, humor, funny, memes, and cute. As you can imagine, if we click through on some of these tags, they take us to videos that are much more innocent. This video is being grouped in with others, and if a parent were to look at this hashtag, they may think that it is safe for their children to look at, but that is far from the case. All it takes is scrolling far enough and you'll come across this. It's easily done, and that is one part of the problem. I won't do the disservice of showing you any more of this content. You're welcome, but I do want to point to another video on the channel that was uploaded in April 2025. This was around the time that content creators were making videos on Shappysway, and surprisingly, he decided to respond. The video starts with him introducing himself. He says his name is Vet and that he is the CEO of the channel. He says that the point of the video is to answer the questions that these creators had, but didn't really let him answer in an interview. His first answer immediately takes a dark turn, and this is what he says.
The first one was, why do you have different age restrictions in different platforms, and what do you think is your ideal age rating? We have different content that is aimed at different age groups. Our content on social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, as our fans know, is full of dark and adult humor, but we do not show anything explicit on that matter, except on one video, I think, where we made some trial to create some more gory content, and that's why actually YouTube limited our monetization on it. And we do all this for a reason. This type of subject matter is not everybody's cup of tea, definitely, but it is not graphic and can be enjoyed by a wider age group than our more explicit content that we only share on Patreon and OF. To subscribe to our channels there, users must be 18 or above. We provide a warning and users must click on field agreeing that they are adults. This is the usual procedure for platforms that show that type of content. On top of that, we have several moderators that make sure that there are no underage users on NSFW channels on Discord, using a bot for ID identification that is then manually checked by moderators. We have severe rules against unethical topics also, and illegal actions that I unfortunately cannot name here because of YouTube policies. Our moderators on Discord are super reliable and definitely do a great job. Unfortunately, YouTube is one of the only platforms that has a tiered age restriction system, allowing creators to tag their channels as not for kids. The other platforms like Instagram, for example, only give you the option to show content to everyone or only to users that are 18 and above. So of course, we chose this option on those platforms as we do not want children to see our content. We would love for all platforms to give content creators more options to choose which age groups can see their content, but that is not in our power to change.
Okay, let's talk. So it is true that they post content on both Patreon and OF. Can't say the full name of that second platform for YouTube's sake. And yes, those platforms are age restricted. I am not going to pay for it, unless this video gets 1,000 likes, so I won't be able to tell you exactly what is posted there, but by their description, it seems to basically be a more graphic and extreme version of what is posted on regular social media. They make the point that YouTube only allows you to tag your video as not for kids or for kids, and that's true now. That means that thankfully his videos will not be shown on the YouTube Kids platform. However, that doesn't mean minors can't access the content content on the regular platform. Your video can be age restricted so that people need to ID verify or enter their date of birth to be able to see it. In a post that we're going to discuss more in depth later, they confirm that most of their videos have not been age restricted, meaning that minors can easily view them. If we scroll down to the comments section, they've actually pinned a comment that reads, "Hopefully you're alright. All these creators covering you just care about views and heavily rely on clickbait for an audience of mostly children." Hot calling the kettle black, but okay. Shappy replies saying, "That's actually okay, as we are not explicit, so our content is PG-13 according to YouTube policies. Except perhaps a video that is very gory, the rest are jokes, and there are no visuals or sensitive parts, etc." This was in response to people raising concerns that people aged 13 to 17 can view this content, so it's absolutely crazy that he's taking the stance that he is. This confirms beyond any doubt that he does not care. He wants money. That's it. He doesn't care who watches his videos because I guess he has some form of plausible deniability. But he actually posted his viewership demographics on his community tab once, and it paints a very interesting story. This data was taken from the entire year of 2024, and it says that his audience consists of 3.5% of people who are aged 13 to 17. 23.5% of them are aged 18 to 24, with 31.2% being aged 25 to 34. Now, I was a kid once, and so were you, so let me ask you something. Did you ever put your real birth year into social media? I know for a fact I didn't. In fact, I learned the year 1997 off by heart because of how often my silly child brain would try to bypass restrictions. With that taken into account, that makes any viewership demographic data wildly inaccurate because we simply can't verify it. But he is taking it at face value, and he's actually firing back at those who are against him. In the post, he said, "In case you were wondering, here is our data in 2024 when we were not so popular yet on YouTube, and then the demographics after certain YouTubers talked inaccurately about us in 2025. We, as well as our favourite haters, are all tagged not for kids, and that's what YouTube requires us. Not for kids does not mean you are only not suitable for YouTube Kids. It means that a video is not intended for viewers under the age of 13. In another post about the same issue, he continued, "In case your neuron synapses aren't developed enough to understand such a simple concept, this is how most of our channel looks like. All the other videos are considered by YouTube at 14+, which is absolutely what it should be." I'm going to ask you, as a viewer, a simple question. Have you looked at this content and thought it was inappropriate for those under 18? If you haven't thought it was inappropriate, then surely you can agree that it's certainly not for anyone under 16 at a minimum. But Shappy is dying on this hill that these inappropriate jokes are okay for kids to consume, that this content that indicates graphic stuff can be watched freely by children. It's honestly laughable, and he's on a completely different level of delusion. I want to touch on some of the bullet points he raised on this post talking about demographics because they are utterly insane. The first point is that people don't have a go at shows like South Park, so why should they have a problem with Shappy? He also says, all our characters are adults, not even human, so if you are bored, maybe focus on actual real problems. Using this logic, that would mean that we can't take issue with any Elsagate channel because the content isn't real. It's not about whether it's real or not, it's about who it's being directed at and the morals behind it. And it's actually very rare that one of these channels actually acknowledges that they have a young audience, so I am shocked that Shappy is doing it. He also goes on the attack again against content creators, saying that one person who made a video on him, Rife or Reef, however you say that, attacked him in a coordinated way, and that he believes that channels like Rife's are followed by a young audience. There is literally no way for him to know this. We only know his because he shared demographics and because of the content he pushes out. So in this case, he is literally just throwing out a baseless accusation with no proof, and that in itself shows the depths that this person will go to just to defend their disturbing content. I fully believe that this content breaks YouTube guidelines. There are plenty of examples you could pick and put against the sexual content policy, and there is every reason for most of the videos on that channel to either be age restricted or fully taken down. They can't play them off as educational, because they're not. Even if it was, YouTube explicitly states that using this argument is not an excuse to promote explicit content, which they are doing anyway. Especially because this content can lead people down the rabbit hole to find their genuinely NSFW content on sites like Patreon. I could go even deeper on this guy, but to be honest, I've kind of already proven my point. He's throwing stones from inside of a glass house, and he needs to be brought down a peg. If anyone needs to be humbled, it's Shappy, but the only people who can do that are YouTube themselves. Thankfully, they are already showing some movement, because back in April of this year, literally last month, they demonetized the entire channel for inauthentic content. In the post where Shappy was talking about it, they take another dig at channels reacting to them and calling them out. The full post reads, "YouTube just demonetized our channel Shappysway for inauthentic content. Meanwhile, every video is scripted, original, and built from scratch to actually entertain people. Handmade animations one by one. No automation, no shortcuts, no mass-produced garbage, no fucking AI scenes. Just real effort going into every upload. If this is inauthentic, then the system clearly has no idea what real content even is. Meanwhile, they allow other channels to steal our animations and profit on them, calling it video commentary. Outrageous. Fix it at once, YouTube. Your system and escalations are absolutely worthless." This is just an observation as someone who is a journalist in the media industry and likes to speak about AI in a negative way, but in the same sentence that they say they don't use AI, there is a massive tell that this could potentially be AI generated. ChatGPT and other LLMs love to use free examples before saying just, which this post does. Look, it could not be AI generated, but it is hilarious to think about. So YouTube have finally taken some action, but all of the videos remain. Thankfully, they are no longer making money from this utter slop, but I'm sure they'll come back out of their cave if this video does even slightly well. They can't resist having a pop at people calling them out, because they are genuinely that delusional. I cannot wait until the day that these people are gone from the platform for good, because they are so set in their ways that they will never be able to hear arguments against them. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. It really helps the channel. If you're listening on Spotify, you can rate the podcast 5 stars and follow the show. All of my social links are in the description and on screen right now, and thank you to everyone supporting the channel through memberships here or over on Jessicur Plus. You mean the world to me. I'll be back very soon, but if you want another right now, then I think that you'll like the video that's on your screen.